everyone, so today I am doing a little bit of a different video today because I was out shopping the other day in Pound World. For those who are in America, that's like a dollar store where everything is pound, and I saw these watercolours. Now I've seen them before and I'm always super curious about them because the colours, well, firstly the colours are amazing, the range is just beautiful, and they have this really strange sort of like creamy texture, and I always wondered what they were made from because all the other cheaper watercolours have like a chalky texture to them, but this is like creamy. So I'll just see if I can find my other ones. Okay, for some reason I don't know what I've done with my other watercolours. They must be upstairs. That's really weird. Okay, so I wanted to compare, but I think you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So I want to do a test with these. I want to do like a swatch so that I know how they turn out on the paper. Now I have tested some of them before, and I was really surprised at how vibrant they were on watercolour paper. So I'm not sure if it's going to pick it up, but yeah, it looks quite bright on there. So yeah, the colours are amazing. So happy with them. Then I wondered whether or not they would leave that chalky residue. They do on here very slightly, but not as much as the chalky ones. So I'm really curious to know what these are made out of. And I love the effect that it has on the Tamea River paper. And I really want to do a test on all these colours on this paper because I love how it's created this effect. I don't know if you can see that. So yeah, I want to do all the colours on there. So this is going to be a video, I want to speed it up, of me making a swatch for these colours so I know what they look like. So I'll obviously be doing them in order, and I'll try not to miss any out like I did last time. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. Right, so as you can see, I got carried away there with the size. I didn't leave enough room, but yeah, so I finally got it worked out, but that doesn't matter as long as it's on the page and I know the order of the paints. So I'm going to wait for that to dry, and I'm going to mix some colours together next to see how see what kind of colours I can get. But yeah, you can see how vibrant they are. Just really surprised at these colours and the variety of yellows as well, and the pinks. colours that I decided to mix together. I was just looking at the swatches and I just wondered which colours. I just picked like random ones that that I wanted to, like, I was drawn to, that I wanted to see how they would react and mix. I've really picked the most vibrant ones for this page just out of curiosity, and they've come out absolutely amazing. I love them all. I love this colour here, the lime green with the yellow and the colour it's created here, and the vibrant oranges here. So yeah, it's really interesting. I'm going to practice some more to see how they come out. But this, for £1, is amazing. Yeah, I'm going to try it on the Tamara River paper, the colours on here, and see how they mix. But just for now, I'm going to test a pen on them just to see how it writes. I normally use a narrower, a thinner nib than this one, but I'll just try this one anyway. So, oh yeah, it writes beautifully. I'm really impressed with that. Ooh, right, okay, so I'm going to stop the video here and I'm going to find my other watercolours which I've put down somewhere, and I'm going to do a test on these watercolours and the other cheap watercolours, leave them to dry and then write on top of both and see the difference, because I know the chalkier ones are awkward to write on, and that's what I was really curious about with this set, because so far with these colours I am definitely going to pick up a couple more sets, because these are perfect for travelling with, if you know, just sort of, you know, a set that you don't mind flinging in your bag and taking with you anywhere you go for journaling, because there's all these colours. I mean, look at all those colours, and look at like what we could mix with them, the vibrant oranges there, and these pinks and lilacs. So yeah, I might actually do a colour wheel with them as well, just to see, and this all obviously lends itself to me sort of practising my colour wheel and colour theory and all that sort of thing. So this is good exercise for me, as it is for you to see what you can do with a cheap set of paints. I mean, I'm really impressed with how you can write on these. Sometimes, so like, draw a line on that. Because sometimes when you write on the Tamara River paper without anything, okay, so it comes out normal, but when you write on top of watercolour sometimes, the lines tend to come out thicker for some reason and spread, but that's amazing. I'm really impressed, oh my goodness. I didn't expect it to be that good. Yeah, so I'm going to stop here, do some more like comparisons, and yeah, see how we go. I am actually practicing colour theory in the colour wheel. So this was my first attempt at like a uniform wheel, and I ended up having to mix some of the colours to get the colours that I needed to go into the wheel. This is something obviously that I'm practicing, so don't judge me. Anyway, right, so I found, let me just get this out of the way. I just want to show you the difference, and it's amazing, it really is. Okay, so you have your normal like cheap sets. Now I say cheap, these are about there's cheap sets on the market. These are what, 5, 10, up to £15 maybe, I don't know. That's that one, and I've got another one here. So these are your average craft sets. They're like a step up from obviously the kiddie cheapy ones. But obviously they're still cheap, because when you look at the actual solid watercolours, they are like, you know, like you get paracetamol tablets. It's that same sort of texture. They're like little tablets. Fantastic watercolours, brilliant colours. Love them, you know, love them for art journaling. These are not artist grade, but I'm you know, happy with that. These are just for journaling. However, with that being said, there is talk obviously about when you want to draw or write on top of your watercolours, there is this chalky consistency that clogs up your pen. So I tend to use, if I'm going to be writing over my watercolours, I will tend to use student or artist grade. However, that being said, I'm not like super strict about that. So when you compare this palette, this £1 palette, to the other palette, you'll see, I don't know if it's going to pick it up on the camera, let me see. The difference is these are chalky, these are creamy. I don't know if anyone out there can tell me why that is. Obviously they're made up of different things, but yeah, I'm no expert, so I can't talk about what's in these. So they're the chalky ones. So I was interested, when I saw these in the pound shop, I was interested to know whether or not, because they're creamy, whether or not they would leave that chalky residue. So what I did was, while I was waiting for my colour wheel to dry, while I was painting my colour wheel, I was waiting for this to dry. These two are from the chalky set, these two are from the creamy. Now, this is where you're just going to have to take my word for it. When I compared the textures, you can, these two, the chalky ones, are super chalky. I mean, you can, yeah, you can feel it on your front. It's like a rough consistency. There's a roughness to the watercolour, like a powdery roughness to it. That's the best way I can explain it. That's what they mean by chalky. And then that's what kind of can clog up your pen. However, on this side, you don't have that chalky feeling at all. You can feel it, you can feel that there's paint there, but you can't feel that powdery surface. There's no powdery surface to it. So I am super happy with that. I'm definitely going to be buying more of these, because you don't, well, to be honest, I really don't know how much you get, because it doesn't really look like it goes down too deep. But for £1, I'm going to stock up and get a few, and I want to get some for a giveaway as well. So yeah, it's amazing. So next I'm going to test my pen. I'm going to be using the Staedtler pigment liner. This is number 3. My other ones are knocking around somewhere. Let me see. It doesn't really matter what size nib it is, to be quite honest. So that's a 1. So that's what I would usually use, but for the camera it might be better to use this 3 so it can pick it up. Let me just zoom you in. So, okay, this is like the chalky one. See, even to write on, it's fine. and then write it on. And then this is the other one. So, let's have a look. To be honest, there really isn't much difference anyway when you're writing on it. So it always varies, it just depends. Let's have a look, let's try this one. This is my fine liner. I don't really like using this fine one on the chalky ones because of it, the risk of it clogging. So yeah, it writes just as good on either, really. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so there you go. Oh. Come on, zoom in. Make me stand up. I've got a creaky chair. Is it going to zoom in? Yeah, so it doesn't want to zoom in at all, but hold it away like that. It writes fine on either of them. Yeah, so the texture on the chalky, yeah, you can definitely feel that, but on the creamy ones, no. You haven't got a chalky residue there at all, and that's the Tomeo River paper. The colour wheel I painted on a Dilutions journal, and it's drying so beautifully. Love it. Oh, I love the way the watercolours are drying. You wouldn't believe that's a cheap set. Yeah, and I love the way that the colours mix. So there's that, and then you have obviously the swatches I did earlier on the watercolour paper. I would actually be interested to see a colour wheel on there, and then the colour mixing test on there, and it just goes to show you, you literally do not need an expensive set of paints. That being said, I really love my watercolours, and I really want to get hold of the Prima Marketing one, the sets, those sets. They're next on my list to get. But yeah, so pound watercolours. Look at all those colours in there, and don't forget the ones that you can mix from this set as well. So I hope this video's helped you to sort of know that you, when it comes to art journaling, you really don't need to invest in even the student grade. You can just get yourself a cheap set like this. You can make your own journal with watercolour paper, or test out different papers. I mean, this Tomeo River paper is expensive, but I think you can buy a pad online for about £10, and then that will make you quite 2 free notebooks. So it depends how many sheets of papers in a pad and how many you want in each notebook. Other papers you can paint on, just some good quality paper, but obviously don't saturate it too much. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Okay, thank you, bye.